Hello, everyone. My name is Wade Cook. Welcome to our webinar. We have as our special guest today, Dr. Heather Cardin. She's going to introduce herself a little bit, but I want to tell you she's become world-renowned, world-famous, quite an expert on the use of ketones and all the things that it can do for you. So welcome, Doctor. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Tell everyone that's watching right now just briefly about what your experiences are.
Okay, I would love to. So this is my 20th year of practicing. I am the co-owner of Cardin Center for Wellness. I am licensed as a chiropractor, also an acupuncturist and applied kinesiologist. My husband and I also have a certain certification in internal medicine, which allows us to do functional style of medicine. So we look at the whole entire body from the inside out, top to bottom. We don't just focus on one area. So in our office, when people come in, we do a complete history. We look at what they're eating, how they're moving, how they're thinking, how their body's performing, and we help to identify those deficiencies and actually help reduce those deficiencies or imbalances so they can lead more towards an optimal healthy life. And we have been teaching a low-carb, high-fat, ketogenic diet for almost since we opened the doors about 20 years ago. We have been gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free in our house for almost 15 years. So you can imagine how excited I am that the world has caught up, or the cat is out of the bag, that ketones and fats are actually the right thing to do for our bodies.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to get right to that. But everybody that's on right now, everybody that's watching you and listening to you, they're here for their own reasons. They've got their own health problems and health concerns, and I hope that we can address some of those today. But just, we're going to talk about problems and hopefully some solutions. So let's get to it. What are ketones and why are they so important?
Ketones are actually our native fuel source. They're a byproduct of fat metabolism. So when we eat fats, our body actually breaks them down into 3 molecules called ketones, and our body can use that for energy. It's actually how we come into this world. Babies are in ketosis. As long as we're breastfed, our body is using ketones for fuel, and in that native state, our immune system, our body, our brain, our blood sugar is in the most perfect balance at that state. So when you're actually burning fat for fuel, we call that in a state of ketosis. So ketones are byproducts of fat metabolism. When our body's using those for fuel, it's called ketosis.
Okay, sorry, gotta click the right buttons here. Ketosis simply means that your body is burning fat for fuel. Right?
Correct.
And so let's introduce the ketones are natural biological byproduct of burning fat.
Correct. So when our body doesn't have enough glucose, our body simply, let me just take a tiny little jump back. Our body needs fuel to operate. We don't make our own energy source. We get that from the foods that we eat. So if we eat carbohydrates and proteins, we get amino acids and glucose. When we eat fats, our body breaks it down into ketones. Our body can either burn glucose or burn ketones for fuel. Like we said, as we come into the world, our body's burning ketones. As we introduce carbohydrates, our body then uses glucose. And if you've been staying up with the media, you know that all the health benefits that are arising due to us eating carbohydrates in excess.
Yeah. Well, and that's important, I think, everybody listening right now, because I think that in many instances, we as the American people have been fed some wrong information. And, we hear about this sad diet, standard American diet, and Americans put on weight. We hear about, carbohydrate, carbohydrate diets, and Americans add more pounds. Obesity, diabetes, they've all become severe problems. So what would the burning of ketones help in that regard?
So, and you're absolutely right. We've been involved in a terrible experiment since the 1970s, which has led to a huge rise in diseases of excess, like you said, from carbohydrates. So when we're burning fat for fuel in that state of ketosis, we actually get more energy or oxygen per molecule from a ketone than glucose. So our body's not going to feel fatigued throughout the day. We're going to have this amazing energy that our body hasn't experienced because prior to introducing ketones for fuel, our body's been running on glucose, which is not a very easy, it's a short-lived fuel. It doesn't give us maybe 30 to 40 minutes of energy. We know that sugar or glucose actually increases inflammation. We know that when we're burning ketones for fuel, our body actually can naturally reduce inflammation. We know that ketones give amazing signaling properties to our brain. Our brain dictates the entire function of our body. So we're talking and speaking today to each other via the signaling of our brain. That all comes from fat.
And hang on, let me get back on. So ketones, the body's producing ketones, but we've got this new discovery that's by Prüvit, and they have manufactured ketones, but natural ketones. Tell us about that.
Okay, so in order to get our body burning ketones for fuel, we would have to, in a natural state, go into either a state of starvation or a ketogenic diet when we're only doing about 5% carbohydrates. The SAD diet you refer to is 45 to 65% carbohydrate. So in order, before Prüvit came about, to get our body burning fat for fuel, we had to go on a starvation diet for 2 or 3 days or try to get our body in the state of ketosis. Well, for the first time ever, we can simply drink instant, pure therapeutic exogenous ketones and put our body in that state of ketosis in less than 59 minutes. So no more starving yourself for days to get there. No more waiting weeks, sometimes months to get our body into that state of ketosis when we're getting all that amazing energy. Now we can simply mix it with water and drink it up and be in that state in less than 59 minutes. So it really is disrupting the nutritional world. We've been studying ketones for the past 90 years. Exogenous ketones, which we're talking about today, which is outside the body. For the last 2 to 3 decades, we've been trying to get them into a nutritional product, but it's super, super hard because actually ketones by themselves have a very tarry, nasty taste to it. They can be very acidic and hard on our gut. So what Prüvit did is what nobody else could do. They manufactured a ketone that not only tastes amazing, it's very, very easily balanced by our body and digestive system and puts us in that state of ketosis.
And so let's say that a lot of people watching right now have got their own opinions. They've been doing their own studies about ketogenic diets, about the paleo diet. What's some other ones? The Mediterranean diet, Atkins. There's so many diets out there. And so when you're talking about Prüvit, the Keto OS, the operating system, that's not really a diet. It's a natural supplement, right?
Yeah, our body has two.
What does it do to all these other diets? What does it do to anybody that's really sold on a diet, and then all of a sudden they hear about this and they want to take this in addition to the other diet?
And that's the amazing thing. Just like any other nutritional product, whether it's a vitamin B or vitamin C, you can simply add the Keto OS, the ketone operating system, to any diet that you're currently choosing to follow, whether it's a kosher diet or an Atkins diet or Weight Watchers. But Prüvit does really want to educate people on going back to our native style of eating, which is just healthy greens and carbohydrates and fats and protein, really reducing the sugary carbohydrates. But however, you can still, if you choose to do one of those box meals delivered to your house, or you choose to be more of a vegetarian, moderate carb diet, you can still get in that state of ketosis with the Keto OS. You simply can drink it on any diet with any food in your system and still get that benefits of ketosis. Now, you will experience a more powerful state of ketosis or improved benefits the cleaner your diet gets.
Okay, so it's not billed as a weight loss product.
No.
But I want to tell you, doctor, a little bit about my own experience. I've been on the Keto OS product for about 30 days. I've lost 22 pounds. But I also got to tell you that I am just feeling so much better. I was kind of in and out of depression and had some really bad times in my life lately. And, it was hard to get out of bed in the morning. I can really feel for people that are going through that kind of a rugged patch in their life. My daughter's the same way. My son has lost 32 pounds. My wife has lost 20 pounds. And just our family, we're going on 100 pounds. It's kind of amazing. So I love it. I mean, I can't tell you. I was going to church yesterday, and I sat driving with my wife, and I said, I feel so good. I feel so happy. I just haven't felt like this in years. And you know what? I hear that from a lot of people.
You're right. I hear that day in and day out. I am one of the specialists for the company, so I get a lot of comments and testimonies coming my way, or we call them experiences that people are having. But again, it's just so basic that it's our native fuel. It's what our body was meant to fuel on. We're meant to feel good every day. We're not meant to store excess fat. We're meant to fight inflammation. We're meant to go to sleep when our body's tired. So everything you're saying just means your body's getting back to that natural state where it belongs.
Over the weekend, I went to a mall, and I just wanted to see, because I'm so sold on this product, and I love the name Prüvit because you're actually able to prove it and get it into your body and see for yourself that it's working. But I just watched about 120 people come by. There was one thin person in the whole group. So again, we as Americans, we've been so lacking in proper information first, and then proper nutrition second, and our bodies need help, is I guess my point.
We need so much help. When we look at the stats that this generation, your grandchildren's generation, is not supposed to outlive us, it's very sad. We're seeing late age teenagers, people in their early 20s getting diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which actually used to be diagnosed with people like 80 or 90 years old. We're running out of medication options. So I really call it that we're in a state of excess. These diseases like cardiovascular disease and cancer and heart disease, which are the top 3 killers of Americans, are due to diseases of excess. And these people that you're counting in the mall, some of them may actually be starving themselves. It's not a calorie in, calorie out thing like we were taught all those decades ago in the 80s. It is not a thing that fat is bad and fat is the devil and fat makes you fat. It's actually just the opposite. Carbohydrates get stored in the body for a rainy day, and fats don't get stored. So it makes sense that when you start drinking Keto OS, which again is not a weight loss product, but the benefits of ketones lead to fat loss. Because some people overeat because they're feeling sad. Ketones actually increase general mood. People actually eat because they're low in energy. We know ketones give a better energy source. People actually overeat because they're craving foods, and we know that ketones reduce craving because there's these amazing signalers for the brain. So I'm with you, Wade. We need to make a difference and really educate people and point them towards the right direction, which is healthy fats in your diet and burning fat for fuel.
Okay, but stay right there for just a second. One of the things that I really liked about this product was this. I don't want to get involved in marketing anything and telling people about a great product if they have to make tons of other changes in their life. They gotta, they're cooking this and doing this, and and it's fun. I know that everybody is diet independent, and they can grow into better eating. But this product will help anybody right where they are right now, right, to get going.
Exactly. It's exactly right. You put it into your body, and when you start giving your body that native fuel, amazing things happen. Again, people don't want to crave sugary stuff. They don't want to overeat, but when the brain is so deficient of the energy source that's been missing for decades, years for several people, that our body stops that craving. It stops that overeating. It stops that undersleeping, which leads all to excess hunger.
Okay. So, I had a really good question, but I'm just concerned about people right now that are hearing this or seeing this for the first time, and they're saying, well, my uncle was on a ketogenic diet, or my sister took ketones, right? And she lost a little bit of weight, and it's pretty cool. What is the difference? I see a few products out there, but when I read the ingredients and all that, doctor, I see that a lot of the ingredients are synthetic. They're manufactured, and they're not natural. This is pure natural therapeutic ketones, correct?
Right. So what Prüvit has done is which nobody else has done, and we've been leading the conversation in ketone technology. We call it technology because you're right. You can prove it. You can drink it.
So it's backed by science, right?
It is backed by science. You can. I forgot. So ketone's been leading the conversation really since 2015. I got to be involved in the beta testing phase, and we've done over 21 million experiences or servings in the last almost 24 months. There are others coming behind who are trying to mimic what Prüvit has done, but Prüvit makes the most bioavailable ketone product on the market. What that means, you're like, what's bioavailable? It's the most similar to what our body can absorb. So if you put something in that's an artificial dye or coloring, the body kind of rejects it. It won't absorb it. But when you put something in that's the most identical to what the body can absorb, then the body can 100% absorb it and use it and utilize it. And that's why people feel better.
And it can influence so many things in your life. I saw this one person doing a presentation, and they said, just go to Google and type in the words ketones and then put in osteoporosis, put in arthritis, put in heart disease, put in anything, and you'll just see this amazing amount of, well, I did, by the way, because I'm diabetic, right? You'll see this amazing amount of information, research. I got to tell you, thousands and thousands of pages of research on ketones. But until Prüvit came along, these natural ketones were just not available, but now they're available on demand, like you said.
Yeah, because again, for the problem is that ketones are super acidic. That's why there's a nice balance of sodium in the product. And it had to take a company that had the integrity to keep it the cleanest, most purest product, and that's why it's sport-informed approved. So when you look at the packaging, it'll have this lovely little check label that says sport-informed approved, which just means it's the highest quality of product that you can make. And no other nutritional company or drug company has been able to make it, again, palatable, which means it tastes delicious, and digestible, which means it actually doesn't harm our stomach. Ketones actually reduce inflammation in the gut. So there's lots of other benefits that way. But right, everyone else has known what ketones can do. We've studied them really since about the late 1940s. So the ketone information, like you said, is out there. There's clinical studies documenting based on seizure control and ADHD and autism and dementia and Alzheimer's and inflammation. And the sports performance world, boy, Wade, they have totally taken off on that, because if you can get more oxygen and have your body work more efficiently and less hard protecting the muscle mass, you're going to get a win-win situation.
So I've heard, more oxygen and more ATP. Now, a lot of people do not know what ATP is, but it's like a controlling substance that pretty much any athlete knows what ATP is, and they're looking for better performance.
Yeah, right. So ATP is just gasoline. So when we go through the whole big biochemistry cycle of citric acid or fatty acid oxidation, ATP is the fuel that goes right into the cell of the body. So again, just think of gasoline for your car. ATP is the fuel for our cells. So when you can get more ATP, and again, we cannot go very long without oxygen, just a few minutes. So we need oxygen to survive and to thrive. So if we can get more oxygen into the body at the cellular level, amazing things happen. I generally like to compare it to people who maybe are at sea level and you go to altitude and you get reduced oxygen, what that does to your brain. Or we first started studying ketones with Navy SEAL divers through rebreathers, because we know when you get low oxygen, you're increased chance of seizure control. I also hear a lot of wound care talking about, when we talk about diabetic wounds or just healing from normal surgeries, we need more oxygen to heal our body. So when you can get more oxygen at the cellular level, everything in the body works better, whether it's brain recall, sports performance, anti-inflammation, hunger control. Oxygen and gas is what our body needs to run in the mitochondria or the cell of the body.
Okay, so we're going to have you switch hats just for a minute and talk just a little bit about marketing. This is a network marketing company, and I'm really glad that it is, because there's a lot of people that want to share. So I heard the other day somebody said, well, I'm not a salesman. I don't want to be in sales.
Was that me?
Good. Yeah, good. We don't want any salesmen. Stay away. What we want is people that care about other people, people that are willing to invite, because really, for example, the 5-day challenge, the 5-day experience is a way for people to get 5 packs. That's 5 days. They can end up taking more later, but they get 5 days and they can see for themselves. They can prove it for themselves. So I like a product that sells itself.
You're right, because there's like lots of protein powders out. How do you prove that your body is absorbing it? The standard testing for ketosis is either urine, blood, or breath. You can simply take 1 serving of the Keto OS or Max and put your body in that state. And like you said, you can prove it. So really a little bit of background. Prove it means prove you're it. So if you say, I'm going to be a better grandpa, I'm going to be physically fit and run with my grandkids, that's your it. Maybe your daughter's it is maybe she's training for a marathon and that's her it. She wants to function the best mom she can be and run that marathon. So, but we do prove it every day. There's no other nutritional supplement out there. That's why we call it really biohacking nutritional technology, because you can use a blood meter, a urine meter, a breath meter, and you can prove that your body's in that state of ketosis.
And that's where a lot of good things start. So that's another thing, Doc, that I love about this product, is it seems to make everything better. Not just parts of your body that you don't even know need help right now. A lot of people don't. All right. So everyone, I'm not trying to talk you into marketing this. That's not what we're doing this event here for today. But making a little extra money, maybe just for you. Zig Ziglar one time said, money's not the most important thing, but it ranks right up there with oxygen. Okay, so maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for you to make a difference in your life, your health of your body, your finances, your pocketbook. And so we have a lot of people that have come to watch this video. They were sent here, linked here by other people. Probably somebody who really loves this ketogenic, this Prüvit, the Keto OS operating system. They love it. And they like you. Maybe they love you, but I'm pretty sure they like you, and they want you to experience what they've experienced and come along down this road. So what can they do, Doc, to get going?
Oh my gosh.
Get back with the person first.
Really, we're calling it a shared economy marketing system. You simply share your experience, share your share your better. And if you know that someone that you love or are friends with that know that they've been maybe wanting to feel better, maybe losing a little bit of fat, maybe having less inflammation or sleeping better, you simply share it with your friends. As a customer, as a consumer, you can simply share it. You can get free product if you feel like you really want to make a bigger difference in the community, and maybe maybe have a savings for your kids, or maybe work towards a college education, or maybe you want to be able to fund a charity that you've never been able to do before. There's an amazing opportunity here to just simply share your better and your it, and then you can make a difference again for yourself, your family, and the people around you.
So I'll speak for me, and I think I'm speaking for Dr. Cardin. When we invite you to get more information, we invite you to get back with the person that linked you here, get back with the person that cares enough about you that they want you to get educated. We all believe in knowledge, but I think Dr. Cardin does too, in getting excited with knowledge. We don't need any hype. We don't need any of that at all. What we need is people just trying this product. And so again, we invite you to get back with the person that invited you and get going. Make something happen in your life. Dr. Cardin, thank you so much for being here. It's been wonderful.
Well, thank you for letting me share my knowledge and passion about ketones and helping people be better.
Yep. All right. Thank you. We'll see you all.